and then you keep that fire going. And you have one guy be the doorkeeper. He can go in too, but he's going to bring the rocks in. So you get your bucket of water ready. I usually bring 2 buckets out in case I use more than one. Plus we can drink out of it. Before you go in, you mix your medicine in there, dump the rest of the cedar tea in there. Then everybody goes in. You go in first, whoever is the leader. You can either Lakota style, you go into the left and go sunwise. Iroquois style, you go into the right. 'Cause we're one of the few Indian nations that when we dance counterclockwise. The Arapahoes also do. So I got a buddy that runs sweats for us at PH. He runs it. We go in this way and go counterclockwise. Because I run mine Lakota style, I go in this way. Leader goes in first, sits here, and then the rest of the people come in. Then he calls for the stones. Tells the guy out here how many he wants. Now this path right here from the fire pit across this altar is called the sacred path. That's where the spirits come up when we call them in. We sing songs to call them into the lodge. Once that pipe is laid, I load my pipe before everybody gets here, and I put it on here. Face the stem to the east. Once that pipe is loaded and it's on the altar, you can't walk across here. You can't break this path. The only guy that can break the path is the fire keeper, the guy that's going to bring in the stone. So when you come to the lodge, you go around this way. Okay? So you go in there and you tell the guy, okay, I usually start with 7. Summertime I start with 7. Wintertime I start with 9. Bring in the rocks one at a time. Put them in there. No talking for the first 7. That's respect for the directions and the Creator. First 4 for the 4 directions. The next 2 are one for Mother Earth, one for Father Sky, and then the last one is for the Creator or the Spotted Eagle. Okay, you got your rocks in there. Okay, then tell the guy to bring your bucket in. Bring the bucket of water and medicine in. Put that right next to you. Everything's in there, everybody's in. Then you tell the guy, okay, come on in. He gets in and pulls the flap down. Yeah, shuts the door. That's what I gotta tell you, how to make your door. I got mine covered with a tarp because this is the only blanket that gets wet in the summertime and they get moldy. So I've been covering mine with a tarp. The best way to make your blanket is to get an old piece of, this is what I do anyway, and it works good I think. Get a piece of carpeting, old piece of carpeting, and then get you two heavy dark blankets, okay, and then lay them down on the ground. You want your carpeting to be the first one on there, then put your other 2 on top. You lay them down and you put holes in the top part of the blankets, right all the way through the blankets and the carpet. Tie that off with rope on each one, and then throw that up on a lodge. 2 guys, and you bring those 2 pieces of rope, and bring them back. Pull that blanket up over the top of the door. Run those lines down and tie them off on a rock or something, so that door is hanging there like that, right? Okay. Come back around and pull it down tight. Make sure it's above the top of the door. Then you just pull that down and let it hang there. Okay? So the guy brings it down, he usually, flips it over and lets it hang to right here. Then he comes in, sits there, and then when I tell him to shut the fire, he just grabs it and pulls it down. And it just falls right down. And you grab the bottom and pull it in. Keep the light on. Make sure there's no light coming in. But the best way to do it, if you have, if you have a guy that can't sweat but he likes to be around the lodge, and and it's an honor to bring the rocks in, the best way to do it is to have the guy stay outside, because that way once the door is down he can put it down, he can pat it in, and take care of it, watch the fire, keep the wood on it. And that's another thing, once you bring those first stones in, make sure that you cover the rocks back up with the wood, And in between round, because while you're in there, you want your rocks cooking, staying hot. So throw a little more wood on it between each round. Or have the firekeeper do that. Okay, so then the door's shut, you're in the lodge. We do 4 rounds. First round's for the west direction. So you're in there 15, 20 minutes. We sing song. Each direction represents something. First round for us is you call the spirits into the lodge. Spirit calling round. Second round is a prayer round. So after each round, when the round's over, you open the door. You let light and air in. I let the guy, if somebody wants to get out, I let them out. Some people that run them, they don't. Okay. I'm not a medicine man. You know, I do this for myself. I do it. It helps me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm not running healing sweats. I mean, we do some healing in there because sweating it does help you to heal. I mean, there's a lot of benefits from sweating. It takes the liver. I think it's either 24 or 48 hours to do what a sweat lodge will do in 2 hours. Mm-hmm. It helps your immune system. It helps you to fight colds off and things like that. Plus breathing, it's good for your respiratory system. I put eucalyptus oil. Sometimes I mix a little bit of eucalyptus oil in with my cedar and water. Helps because I have a touch of asthma, so it helps. You know, I'm an ex-smoker. It helps us to breathe in there. You can put mullein in there, mullein tea in there too. Like I said, mullein helps you to breathe too. It's good medicine.
Oh, yeah? I got tons of mullein on my property. Like
just
big, tall, yellow.
Yeah, just cut it up, chop it up. It's the furry stuff, right?
Yeah. You mean the furry leaves at the bottom, right? Not the flowers.
Right. You smoke them? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, the leaves, the furry leaves. You cut that down. You chop them up. Let it dry out, and then chop it all up fine, and then you just throw that in a pot of boiling water, and put it in the water, bring it to a boil, let it steep, strain it. Good for the long.
Cool.
Real good. A lot of mullein around here too in my yard. Second round is the prayer round. Everybody goes around. We sing a couple songs. I talk about the east or the north direction, and then each guy go around, and I give a ladle of water. I don't use a ladle though. What I use to sprinkle the water on is cedar balls. I get a handful of cedar balls about that big, you know, and it's like this, and I tie it off, and I just stick that in my bucket, bring that in, and it's good. It's a good way to do it. Ladle's a little too slow for me because I like to crank it up, get it hot right away, you know. Everybody goes around, and the second round just gives thanks. And I give a dipper of water for each man and his family. Sing some more songs, open the door. Talk, whatever. 15, 20 minutes each round.